Hello everyone and welcome to my free-to-play guide for Tower of Fantasy. The game has launched a week ago and I wanted to showcase my account while also giving out some tips to potentially help out with some crystals and keep the flow of progress going. If you find this video helpful or enjoyed the content, then be sure to hit that like button so it can get pushed out to others. Also leave a comment down below about your progress so far, like how much you've spent or if you haven't spent yet or if you're deciding, how many SSRs you got, etc. Anyways, let's jump into it. So, to start off, remember this is a gacha game. That means it is based off luck for getting the weapons you want or the weapon chips. I currently have been extremely lucky. I have a total of 10 SSRs, with now an 11th. 4 of my SSRs are actually from the Black Nucleus banner, which if you didn't know, it is like a 0.03% chance of getting an SSR off that. But Tower Fantasy has been extremely generous with the summons. I have already hit pity twice on the gold banner, and I'm close to my first pity on the limited character banner. So just take your time, enjoy the game, the summons will gradually appear more and more each day for you. Joining a crew is a must in Tower of Fantasy. You will unlock weekly crew missions to help level up the crew and also earn rewards. You can even give daily resources to help level the crew even further. With all this leveling the crew, the shop and the crew page can upgrade for better rewards. My crew is slowly building up on Solaris, by the way, if you want to join. But I have also seen and heard about the rewards you unlock later. The rewards later can yield SSR relics. I don't know if it's shards or the actual relic themselves. So if anyone that's either a higher level, like in a higher level crew or has just played the Chinese version can verify in the comments, I really appreciate that. For your weapon loadout, I highly recommend, if you are free to play, to keep at least a shattering weapon on you. Lots of enemies actually have shields, including the field bosses or world bosses, or whatever they're called, and you helping to break those shields really do help out a lot, especially for everyone around you. Or just when, you're by yourself and you're looking for camps, it really does help a lot to break those shields. Now, if you're struggling to stay alive and keep dying to enemies, try bringing a support weapon. Staff of Scars is a really good starter healing weapon. And if you don't have that, then start messing around with the cooking pot. Food in Tower Fantasy can be very useful when used at the right time. Just remember the 45-second cooldown. And also, if you mess around with the cooking pot, you can get recipes, by the way, which yield dark crystals. Just thought I should mention that. Weapon resonance can be super useful as well, either support, tanking, or just raw DPS. There is a category here for you, and you should take advantage of that. Goaling balance can be okay, but you will be losing out on some good damage or healing capabilities. Now with weapon chips, blue rarity matrices are perfectly okay. Don't just not equip them. SR and SSRs, like matrices, can be a pain to get sometimes. It happens to all of us. Make use of the set bonuses to further increase your damage, and you can just swap around your matrices. For example, I have an SSR chip, and I like to swap around to either my Tsubasa or my Shiro, depending on when I use them. You'll get better matrices over time, so just mess around and keep those blues for right now. Now, for supply pods, camps can yield either a purple or a gold pod. A purple pod can give 20 dark crystals, while a gold pod gives 50 dark crystals. These supply pods are usually time-gated whenever you made your account, so if you play every day like I do, you might just get a pod that says it opens in 24 hours, or 50. Now, this is based off when your account is made, so if you're thinking about actually trying out Tower of Fantasy, then do it. Don't just think about it, just do it. Because the time gate, like I said, is based off when you made your account. So if you log in and play for like maybe an hour or two, maybe 3, and stop to go do work for like 5-6 days, it's actually a good thing. Once you come back from that work week, a lot of content will be unlocked for you. And if you unlock the Vitality page or the daily page from whenever you stop playing, you can earn stuff for missing those days. Now, it won't be the exact amount of loot you would get for logging in, but it's still free stuff, and free is free. At least it's not gone forever, right? So it's actually okay to miss a few dailies here and there. It's not at the end of the world if you end up missing a daily, and I love that about Tower Fantasy. Now, the level cap can be a tad bit annoying sometimes, but it is there to stop you from burning out. If this wasn't in place, then us weebs would just finish the game in 1 sitting, maybe in 2 sittings, with if you need a 1-hour power nap. For me, since I'm free to play, I do not spend for vitality potions or whatever. I don't really see a point in like spending my dark crystals on those potions to have lots of energy so I can keep getting rewards in co-op. I still hit the cap almost every day by just exploring around or doing the main mission. Now, this cap is gradually getting bigger and bigger each day, so that might change. But you will have to be careful with the cap because the experience you pick up once that bar is full from you reaching the level cap will disappear completely. So I recommend holding off on some supply pods if you're trying to 100% some zones because it's a big waste of experience. Instead, make dedicated days for each activity. Just make sure to do dailies first since they yield a lot of experience. For example, yesterday I spent my day doing the main story to unlock the snow region, wiring, or whatever it's called. And once I got capped, I did my energy spending, then fought some bosses with some subscribers in my Discord. You should probably go join, by the way. And collected some support points. Today, I will be spending my day 100%ing Navia, whatever the fuck it's called, or close to it, depending on when I cap. Now, if you are capped on your vitality or energy, then use it. Do not let that go to waste because you are level capped. Get those weapon upgrades or just shiny new equipment. Every little thing you see, from wheat grains to crabs to the goddamn bunnies, everything, pick them up. Picking up everything can actually yield to achievements, and these achievements can yield dark crystals as well as achievement points. These points can be used to unlock more stamina and summons for weapons or weapon chips. Also, completing side quests, regardless if you are capped or not, is also a very good thing. You can get recipes for cooking or just some weapon materials. These side quests can be further used to unlock loot boxes in the story tab. 100%ing each section can give you 200 dark crystals and 4 gold nucleus. 100%ing each zone can also yield rewards. This also includes the viewpoints. Each viewpoint gives 20 crystals, so make sure to 100% each area for those easy crystals. So, vehicles. Vehicles are a thing in Tower Fantasy, and they're actually very useful. Leveling up these vehicles can yield dark crystals also, from 20 to 30 to, I think, 50 later on. It's also good to collect them all, because you can earn more dark crystals by leveling all of them. These little daily minigames can help you earn gifts for your simulacras. Buying the gifts and giving the right ones to your simulacra can unlock traits, or you can spend the training points on weapon or matrix experience. I do highly recommend, though, looking into some of those traits for your characters because they can provide a lot of good buffs for you and your team. So, support points, I mentioned it earlier, but support points are actually a really cool mechanic in Tower Fantasy. Not using Vitality or not having any will yield you this currency. You get a cap of 1,500 each day, and you can earn these from world bosses by just force deciphering. You can also get support points from joint operations, dimensional trials, or interstellar by just not using Vitality. Can't forget about Void Rips or Frontier Clash because these actually yield support points as well for just helping out. The attempts aren't actual attempts. Those attempts are only for rewards. So if you are out of attempts and go do another Frontier Clash with friends, you will get support points instead. So help out everyone for those points. Now, what do support points do? Well, let's look at the Commissary tab. This tab actually resets weekly, so make sure to buy out all boosters and advanced modules for your equipment levels. At certain levels for your character, you can actually buy gear like purple and I believe gold later on. For right now, I can actually get blue armor, but I already have a decent amount of blue armor. Doing summons can actually yield black gold, and with this currency, you can use it to buy duplicates of your SSRs or SRs. This black gold currency can also be used for weapon upgrade materials or whatever, but I don't really recommend that since it's very easy to get these materials. And there is also the support point shop. This is where you will spend those support points, and it's actually very useful because you can buy materials, you can buy gold if you're low on money, you can buy vehicle materials, or you can even get a couple black nucleus every week. You can get 10 every week. Now, what makes Tower Fantasy, I would say, would be the relics. Make sure you take a look at all the relics and see what you have and don't have. Look at all the perks and decide on what you want to try to upgrade. And when you get those SR like relic boxes or SSR relic boxes, see which ones would benefit you the most, like the jetpack. Jetpack at 1 advancement makes it so it uses no stamina, which is amazing. Or the cyber arm, which turns you into Spider-Man and can be very useful for exploration. Do your bygone phasetism, no matter what. Try to advance in the floors. This resets every week and actually can help you a lot to boost your equipment. Every 5 floors, I recommend backing out and seeing what the new buffs are for the weapons. If you have them weapons and you have them also leveled, swap out your matrices and put your very powerful matrices on that weapon and go back in. This can help a lot with some floors that you might just be struggling on. One strat I usually do when I enter a floor is I will usually go to the biggest crowd or go to like a very tiny little enemy and beat the crap out of it. This will cause all the other guys to run towards you that are like all spread out throughout the area, so you can bottle them up and hit them all at once. Just make sure you time those dodges as well for those easy discharges and free hits. And that's all I really have to say. Hope I was actually able to give some tips. If you want to see a video on my account so far, then let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Here's 2 videos up on the screen right now if you want to check them out that are from me. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Peace.